items being presented in the YouTube video will be offered for sale on the website in the future. They are not for sale prior to this. Correspondence about buying items shown in the video will not be answered. Like this, everyone gets a fair chance of buying and we keep the website updated with interesting items.
Hi guys, so I've made another trip to the Wavre show in Belgium. It's still a holiday season here, so it's quite a bit quieter than normally. So we have a little bit of time to visit the small show in Wavre. It was not a blast like the last video we made last month, because that was extraordinary, the stuff we found there. But I still managed again to find a little bit of bits and pieces, and I will show it to you now. All the stuff I will show will be on the website eventually, but remember, I don't sell anything in advance, so it's no point of emailing me about the stuff. Just wait until it's on the website. Like this, everybody has a fair chance of buying it. So first of all, here is just a normal plain Jane M42 German helmet. It's nice because you can see it was like subtle camouflaged in gray. You can see this the original green still present underneath, and then it was sprayed over in plain gray paint, probably a bit for avoiding the gloss of the helmet. It's complete with the liner, nice original liner, maker marked in the back here, but hard to read, CKL 64, and the lot number is in there as well. So late war helmet with the lot number and the maker mark just on the bottom here and not on the side. So probably a helmet made in 1943 or 1944. Just normal helmet, but happy to find this, of course. You will see this and think, wow, this is a camouflage gas mask, but as you can see, it's the patina is gone. So when we look a bit closer here, you still see little bits of black paint here and there, as well as here. And my theory is that this camouflage gas mask was the original camouflage gas mask, but it was painted over after the war in black, probably for other use, and somebody like scrapped all the paint off, and of course then the nice dusty patina is gone, but it remains an original gas mask canister. And the nice thing, of course, is you see this type of green. It reminds me a bit of a helmet I got from my own collection a while ago. You might remember the movie. So this is the paratrooper helmet, and we can see here, look at this green here. It's almost the same type of paint they used on this gas mask camouflage canister, and this was actually paint they used in French farms for painting the wooden doors. So I assume this is a bit of the same paint they used on this camouflage gas mask canister. Let me just put the helmet back. So original camouflage gas mask, you can still see it's two-toned, so green paint and brownish, and the reverse as well. But of course, like I said, it's not the best anymore, but it's an original one. And if you open it, gas mask is still inside, and you can still see it's named as well. So yeah, nice and complete. Just a tip for all of you: if you open a gas mask, always pull it down on the hinge here. Never pull it on the cord. As you can see here as well, the cord is already torn off. These are very old and vulnerable, so if you pull there, it will probably break. Always use this with your fingers right over there. So I got some nice etched weapons as well. So here we have a beautiful, well-preserved standard K98 Mauser bayonet. This would be issued to any normal German soldier. It's a very nice example with Bakelite grips, which is always a bit better than the wooden grips. And of course, it's let's see here. It's matching numbers. So 9931, and then we have, yeah, it's hard to read, but we have it here as well, 9931 on the scabbard. And look at this, the blade itself is very, very good condition, and nicely marked here by Hörster. And then here on the top, dated 1940. And the same, but it's difficult, the same would be on the back of the scabbard as well, because the frog is still there. It's hard to read. And the nice thing, of course, is that in fact the frog is still present. It's just a very nice frog, and I believe it's marked here and dated, and I believe it's also dated 1940. Let's see if you can get it on camera. A little bit, but still a very nice, well-preserved K98 bayonet. So hard to find these in this really nice untouched condition, and nothing has been cleaned or whatever. Then we have a nice Navy Kriegsmarine officer dagger, very nice early brass construction, complete with the fake ivory grips. Not fake as in post-war, but just they didn't use real ivory anymore, but they made something out of it. And then it still has the original knot, the original porte-épée, original knotted on the dagger, which is always nice to have, of course. And then here is the release button, so if you press this, the dagger will open, and look what a beautiful blade we have with the etching on it, and then maker marked by Eichhorn. And on the other side, very nice, well preserved as well. Still has a leather stopper here as well, always important. This leather piece is there. So very nice, complete Kriegsmarine officer dagger. And always look out that the pommel on the top, so this is called the pommel, is always very firmly attached as well, so it's not loose, it's never been opened. And this is a very special one, beautiful one. One of my favorite non-German pieces actually is a World War I American trench knife. It has the typical boxing iron on the top actually. If you open it up, it's a three-bladed knife, and it's dated 1917 and maker marked right over here. And the scabbard is always maker marked right over here by Jewel, but it's very hard to read. Always dated in 1918. So these always look the same. So it's a World War I issue knife, but pictures exist actually that these were also worn during World War II. So beautiful, beautiful knife, a very iconic piece, something I really love, and I often try to find on the shows to offer on the website as well. Let's move on. So here we have a nice state flag. I used to have another state flag from the last Wavre show, which was an extremely large one, and this is actually an extremely small one. We call this the U-boat size because of the size. This was the typical size U-boats used as well. Now the only minor point is you will see here the white strip we have on this. Let me see if I have another example of it. So this is a flag we have for sale on the website already. So normally a bit larger size, but normally flags would have this white border on the edge with the rope attached. Unfortunately, I think this was a typical war booty flag, somebody who just took it as a souvenir, and this white border was ripped off. But of course the flag is still very nice, and it's a good size for any collection, because you don't need a whole wall to present it, and it has a really been there look. But very nice state flag, or Reichsdienstflagge in German. Put it here. World War I cigarette case, beautiful silver case with the Iron Cross first class mounted on welded on the case. Just a nice iconic example. Oh, still it's not even a price tag or something inside, and we can still see here maker mark from the Second World War. Just a nice iconic piece. Another tag. Well, just a beautiful cigarette case. Something privately made, probably. I have some more K98 just for the bayonet frogs, just the frogs, not the bayonet. But there's both early ones you can immediately see because the rivets are from aluminum. So you know aluminum rivets means it's made in 1940 or earlier. Let's see if you can find any maker marks. Most of the times the maker marks are very faded because this was actually rubbing against the uniform, and then the markings that were on here is always very hard to read. So I can't see any markings anymore, but just two nice original early war frogs in still good condition, nothing ripped or torn, and the leather is still strong and supple. A nice German belt, standard belt, not shortened, so full length. How do we know it's full length? Well, you can see we can still see the size marking here. It's 85, so this is always on the end, so it's not been cut or whatever. And of course the other side, the hook is still here. And this particular example, very nicely maker marked and dated 1937. An aluminum hook, typical for early war equipment. And what is a nice detail, I think some leather manufacturers had this, is this rim on both of the sides of the belt, which is something only a few manufacturers did, but it's a nice extra. It's just a super nice early war belt. Would be great with a nice aluminum belt buckle. And here we have a late war belt. Also still a sticker. Wait, let me see. Pull this off. Haven't prepared this very well. And as again here you can see full length 110, so not been cut because the size stamp is still there. This is a late war belt with the holes pierced straight through, and then just light worn belt. Let's see if you can find any markings here. No, nothing to be found. Probably worn off, or maybe here on the end. No maker marks, unfortunately. But still, oh, maybe, no. But still a late war belt, probably made in 1943 or 1944. What else do we have? A nice so-called turtle helmet. British turtle helmet, or Mk.3 British helmet. These were used at the end of the war. And be careful, this is a wartime example with the rivets still high and a screw on the top. If the rivets are lower and this is a press button inside, you have a Mark IV helmet, which is 1945 made or later. This one is just a nice honest example. Very good condition, light worn, and if we look at the liner, but this will be difficult to catch on camera. I can still see it there. Here we can see the size and the date, which is, I believe, 1943 or 1944. But just a very nice, beautiful British helmet. This is quite cool. This was probably a collection from somebody who collected after the war, a French collector, and put everything on this typical paper, photo paper. And here we can see, some stuff is still missing. I'm probably going to take it off as well. But you have two nice infantry assault badges, and a party pin, German cap eagle, still pierced on there from a very old collection. And here, all different buttons. But it's good for us to have, spare parts. If a button is missing on a uniform, we can find the right one, and they're all different ones. Just some nice bits and pieces. Nothing very special, but happy to find anything in Wavre. Here we have a nice German Y strap, or like leather suspenders that go over to carry the equipment. They're complete. And always important is the back strap. This is often missing, and this is an original example. An original example always has the drip, water drip form space here, and not a dot and a stripe, because that's Austrian. So this is a typical German one. Never left the strap. You can still see it has a nice patina. And of course, these are always maker marked as well. But again, because this was used, it's very difficult to see sometimes. Sometimes maker marked here, or the other side, or both sides, or here. And I believe I can't find anything, unfortunately, but not because they're not marked or markings are gone, that they're not originals. Just a very nice pair with the leather still subtle and all the hooks still present. So a very nice pair of Y straps for the standard German soldier. This is quite hard to find, actually. An original battery for the German field telephone, sorry. So these always have this big eagles on it. I don't know why they did it, but they really wanted the batteries to be very German. This acceptance stamp, and there we go, dated 1940, I believe, made in Hamburg, Germany, and just perfect to, you know, complete your field telephone with this battery. It doesn't work anymore, unfortunately. And here we have Mein Kampf, German, the book of Adolf Hitler, of course, wedding edition with the golden top and complete with all the pages, dated 1936, which is quite difficult to find in a Mein Kampf wedding edition, such an early one. And then, yeah, just very nice original book. So yeah, there we go. And then I got this whole grouping of medals, insignias and buckles. Let's see what's in the back. So first of all, these two buckles here. It's a nice police buckle, aluminum, pebbled aluminum, maker marked under the catch overhead. There we go. Then an army buckle, all early aluminum one as well, dated 1939, and by RSNS, one of the most common manufacturers, biggest manufacturers of belt buckles during the Second World War. And then we have a whole bunch of stuff here. Let's see what's inside. So we have a cocarde, typical cocarde for the army visor cap. Here we have a Belgian resistance bracelet. This is a anti-gas or mine flag from the Germans. Don't know what this is, maybe a ticket for a movie or something. Then we have here a state service armband, Hitler Youth side cap. It's missing the insignia, but we can, of course, you can just put a nice pin back on it, and then it's complete again. Voila, good condition. The RZN tag is still present, but the text on it is washed out. But it's an original Hitler Youth. And a nice party armband, but the nice thing, sometimes you find it, it has the acceptance stamp here from SA, so the Sturmabteilung der NSDAP Sturm Gotha. So it's nice. It's like really has an acceptance stamp of the unit itself from the SA. So that's quite special, actually. Then we have this nice. This is actually came together. So this nice wallet here, typical German-made wallet. Still contents inside, or maybe captured by US. There's a US pin in there as well. Don't know where it came from, but it's very nice to have. You know, with the eagle. Something you often find in Germany. These little things soldiers carried with them. Very nice. Wallet. Here we have another NSDAP cap insignia. Here is another one, same one, but this one still has the prongs intact. These are actually quite difficult to find. And we have an NSDAP Cap Eagle second model. So this was the first model. This is the second model. Still has one prong attached, and probably it's maker marked as well somewhere, but it has heavy patina on the back, so it's quite hard to read. And here we have, this belongs together. It's also cocarde, just as the one I showed earlier, somewhere, just as the one I showed here. But this is actually for a general cap or a coastal artillery cap. They actually both used the gold cocardes. So then here is a very beautiful general police cap eagle, so for the visor cap as well, beautiful condition, or could also be Waterschutzpolizei, so water police, but a very difficult badge to find. Then we have another German stamp with Gotha, so this belonged actually with the armband, because the armband also came from Gotha. Here's a date teeny, but nothing, doesn't even worth picturing. A lot of zinc on it, it's maybe ready for the garbage bin. But this grouping all came together. And the rest is a little bit, here's a Hitler Youth pin for the front of the cap. And the rest is just very much nothing. So I will leave it just in the bag. Then two pieces to end. Voila. Super nice M18, super nice, well, it's been very hardly worn. M18 ear cutout helmet, one of my favorite helmets actually. Look at the paint on there. It has been camouflaged at one point, and the paint is really flaking off. So just be careful how to preserve this. But it's an original one, not a post-war made one. You can see there's a hole in the dome or in the top of the helmet, because this was used for a grave marker. So this one would set on a cross after the war, or even during the war on a field grave, and they put a nail here. That's why the hole is there. Would sit on a cross, and of course, this was also the first thing that people took as souvenirs, were the easy helmets to grab. You can see the inside as well. I believe, yeah. I think it's actually a World War II issued one because of the extra paint on it. But it's difficult to tell because we can't see any signs of a decal anymore. Split pins are still there, but it's just yeah, an original, very hard to find ear cutout M18 German helmet. And then the last is, of course, save the best for last. This is a beautiful M35 reissued German helmet. So it's actually started as a double decal example, and let me check. Sorry, yeah. It is not a reissued one. It's a field overpaint. They actually painted the helmet per regulations in 1940. They painted over the glossy apple green, and then you will still see here signs of the red stripe here of the tricolor shield on the other side. They had to cover this, so most of the times they just painted the whole helmet and painted around the army decal, which was happened here. But of course, as you can see immediately, the nice thing is the combat damage here. It's actually I think a shrapnel that went through the helmet, and you will immediately see here as well, it's damaged. Even took out the D-ring for the chin strap, and a little bit of damage is on the liner as well, so you can immediately see the liner never came out. And nice to see as well that they even painted the inside rim of the helmet as well, just until the liner band. The inside of the helmet is still the original apple green. It's a single aluminum band, so very early produced helmet. Maybe if we're lucky enough, I can see the date. No, but it's too dusty and untouched, so I can't see the date. But I would believe it's like 1937 helmet. Yeah, also the manufacturer is very hard to read because of the extra paint they put on it, but it's, yeah, a beautiful helmet with this shrapnel damage. Is very hard to find actually, and still in good condition. So this was the highlight of my show. But as you can see, I'm very happy and pleased for a small show like Wavre. I've been able to find all of these nice pieces again, and I'll try to photograph them as soon as possible and make sure they're on the website for you to buy. So again, thanks for watching the video. If you like it, give us a like or comment below. I'll make sure to put a reply on there as well. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe on our page as well. Like this, we can reach more collectors in the world. And we should be back in about 2 or 3 weeks. We have the Houten show in Holland coming up, and I'll make a new video then as well. So thanks again, and see you at the next video.